Retirees were demanding an increase in their pensions and the restitution of benefits in the midst of the adjustment made by the government of Javier Milei. These incidents generated indignation in political and human rights sectors, which demanded respect for the right to protest. Also during the demonstration, a photographer was beaten by officials on a motorcycle. Also in Argentina, the State Workers Association announced that it will hold a strike of state employees this Thursday, 27th. At the end of the month, 50,000 public workers' contracts expire, and there is a risk that there will be another wave of layoffs in the state. The General Secretary of this association, Rodolfo Aguiar, stated that the state workers cannot wait until April. This Thursday's march will start at noon and will go from the Secretary of Labor to the Ministry of Deregulation at a time of strong fall in the evaluation of Milei's administration. It will be one more protest activity in the series of protests that started with the mobilization in defense of retirees. Meanwhile, in Chile, security forces repressed artisanal fishermen's organizations during their second day of protest against the fishing quota law approved by the Senate. Chilean fishermen were outside the Congress in the city of Valparaiso, demonstrated against the senator's actions when police authorities tried to repress the protest and injure one of the demonstrators. Several fishing areas of the country have started to demonstrate after the repression. The Maritime Interest Commission decreased the fishing quota that favored the fishermen and allowed them to catch larger quantities of fish. In Argentina, President Javier Milei announced that the government will receive at least $20 billion from the International Monetary Fund. Economy Minister Luis Caputo said that the loan will be provided through the new agreement with the IMF to be signed in the next few weeks. Caputo also assured that with the agreement, it is expected that the Argentine Central Bank's gross reserves will increase to approximately $50 billion. Media reports indicate that the minister did not specify how much of these funds will be destined to cancel the first installments of the program closed in 2022, and how much will be destined to cancel non-transferable central bank bills held by the Treasury. In Paraguay, representatives of the Farmers' Federation rallied to demand agrarian reform under the slogan "For land, production, and against all injustice." Farmers and indigenous unions participated in the 31st National March to demand more measures from the national government in the areas of agrarian reform, land distribution, and increased support to farmers. The rural working families denounced the government for promoting policies detrimental to agricultural production. Demonstrators called for the enactment of an agrarian reform law as established in the country's constitution. In Argentina, police will repress retirees who were demonstrating to demand an increase in benefits and a better quality of life. Demonstrators denounced being attacked and pepper sprayed by the police authorities. The retirees were demanding an increase in their pensions and the restitution of benefits in the midst of the adjustment made by the government of Javier Milei. These incidents generated indignation in political and human rights sectors, which demanded respect for the right to protest.